Hello, welcome to another short video from the Absolute Game of Nerds. I have got a unboxing for you. I got these from Dan's X-Men Comics. As you guys know, I've been kind of trying to prepare for our next Cards and Comics Challenge, the Series 3. I was not too thrilled with how low my score was, especially compared to Mike and what I know JP would have. So I've been kind of slowly, as you've seen, collecting back some of these cheap first appearances. And these are ones that I've had before and have traded away. So they're ones I do like and I want to have. I'm a first appearance collector, so these ones belong in my collection, especially a lot of these. Like I said, they come from Dan's X-Men Comics, or maybe I didn't say that yet. So there are X-Men related, and I love X-Men, so I got to have them. So Dan from Dan's X-Men Comics had posted one day about having a bunch of extras and he needs to start to move them. So I hit him up. And I was like, hey, I'm looking to get back some of these first appearances. Let's see what you got. And we ended up coming up with a nice bundle package, which I just got today. So let's open this up, see what we got. Nice big Gemini mailer. Dan nicely wrapped it up. All right. Let's get these tabs. I always love it when they use the tape with the tabs. All right. All right, so we got our books there. Let me get this piece of tape off my finger. All right, let's see what we got. So first book up is, he's got these taped together too. Let's take this off. There ones all around. Oh yeah, all of these are around. Sorry, I usually do a lot of this work ahead of time. But all right, let's get into it. So first book up is, all right, X Factor 6, first appearance of Apocalypse right there in the center. I think Apocalypse is definitely a top 10. You could even probably get close to the top 5 best Marvel villains. And with that in mind, there's no cheaper first appearance, right? This is a sub $50 book, unless you have maybe a 9.8 or something like that, right? Maybe even a 9.6 graded. But otherwise, like, dude, you could find this book $30-$40. Like, this is not an expensive book for a first appearance of a major character. So if you're a beginning collector, I think this is a great option to score for your collection. So, and it is a newsstand for those that are into it. But yeah, X Factor 6, first appearance of Apocalypse. Next up we got, all right, similar in that vein, I would not put this in the top 10 Marvel villains, but definitely is a top X-Men villain. And it is X-Men 221. This, of course, is the first appearance of Mr. Sinister. Not on the cover, although I do love this cover by Mark Silvestri. I think it's a great cover. Sinister is in the book. His first cover is X-Men 237, which is another great Mark Silvestri cover. But yeah, another great, very affordable X-Men villain. There you go. Moving on. Oh, yeah, again, another cheap villain. Again, not a top 10 total Marvel, but, he's up there in terms of X-Men villains. Even cheaper. This is probably the cheapest one of them all. And it's come down really, especially recently, but it is X-Men number 4, first appearance of Omega Red. Omega Red, per se, isn't on the cover, of course, but those are his, tentacles or whatever you want to call them in his hand. And X-Men 6 is an even better cover. It's Wolverine against Omega Red 1v1 on the cover. But this is the first appearance. So this is your money book here. Again, you can get this book. This is Near Mint Plus is what Dan had it. And we're talking $10-15, guys. Not expensive. Moving on. Again, we talked about this when Mike gifted me the other one that goes hand in hand with this, but this is X-Men 282. So this is the first cover and actually the first cameo of Bishop, right? 283, he's also on the cover again, so second cover, and that's the first full appearance. However, unlike most of the other cases, this book, the cameo, is the money book when it comes to Bishop. Again, money book in the sense of we're still in the $10 to $20 range. And that's probably because he is prominent on the cover, right? Obviously, those other cameo ones where the full appearance is more, they're usually not on the cover. But this one he is. He's right there front and center. So this book also does have a second print. It has a gold background. I've had both of these. I think the first print, the white cover is the better of the two for sure. But both obviously qualify as your first appearance. So Bishop. Another cheap one in terms of X-Men characters, and it is X-Men 244. Jubilee, first appearance, not on the cover. Mark Silvestri again. However, I would say not my favorite Mark Silvestri cover, but Jubilee, especially if you are a fan of the X-Men cartoon, you know you have a soft spot for Jubilee. This is her first appearance. Again, the book that's come way down. Don't spend more than $15 on this book, guys. If you're looking for it, I still see it these days, and the people are like $40, you know, whatever. And it's just like, no, that book is not worth this. This is a $15 book at max. So first appearance of Jubilee. And last but not least, this is the one I let go of and I wanted back the most because I think she is a very key character. And it is Avengers Annual 10, the first appearance of Rogue. A lot of people don't realize, they always say like, oh, she's not on the cover. She is on the cover. She is right there behind the Blob, behind Mystique. This is also the first cover of Mystique. Not her first appearance, but the first cover of Mystique. A lot of people don't like this cover because of they don't like this like kind of like square block format. I love it. I think it's kind of cool. I'm just a big fan of this kind of vintage comic book art kind of style and this panel look. I'm all in. I think this is a great cover. Not a super high grade copy. Again, a high grade copy is still not going to cost you much. Obviously, if it's a slab 9.8, be probably a few $100. Probably a little bit, maybe $500-600 somewhere in there. This is just a solid looking mid range, 7.0, 8.0, maybe, who knows? I think there's a small stain on the back. But again, this book is just to have as a cool copy, to have the collection. It's staying raw. I'm not grading it. I just want to have it. And it fits that bill. So Dan gave me a great price on this. So happy to have it back. But yeah, that is my haul from Dan. Thanks for the books, Dan, and the great price. And I should also shout out to Dan. There's kind of so I hit up Dan a little bit ago. He lives close to the Portland area, and the Emerald City's up here, but the Rose City Comic Con was coming to Portland, and I asked if he was going. The reason why I asked if he was going is because I decided, I collect Silver Surfer cards, and I was like, the Series 1, Series 2, and Series 3 from 1990, 1991, 1992 were kind of like the set I grew up on, right? So I was like, oh, how cool would it be to just have the Surfer card from that each set and have it signed by the artist? So Series 3 is signed. I have that already by Ron Limb. You can find a couple there on eBay. You can get those ones. Not too shabby. Series 1 and Series 2 are a little harder. So Series 1, I'm pretty confident the artist is Tom Morgan. I've never seen Tom Morgan do a signing event. I've never seen anything signed by Tom Morgan. So will that ever happen? I don't know. And then Series 2, I was under the impression forever that it was Art Adams that did this card. This is the card that started it all for me. When I got this card in 4th grade, my buddy Jeremy handed it to me. I looked at it. I was like, oh, that's a cool character. Flipped it around. You can't see it because of my tab. Saw those power ratings and was just blown away. And Silver Surfer's been my favorite character since. So this is the card I really wanted to get signed by the artist. I was like, oh, Art Adams. Art Adams is going to be at the Rose City Comic Con. So I hit up Dan. Dan was gracious. Like, yeah, dude, I would totally go get that card signed for you. Awesome, right? Dan goes, gets in line, waits up, gets it, hands it to Art Adams. Hey, can you get this signed? Art Adams goes, I didn't draw this card. And we all go, what? So now I've been on a quest to find out who drew this card. So we've narrowed it down to 3 names. I don't know if they're correct. They could all 3 be wrong. But John Romita Jr. is one thought. Lee Weeks is another thought. And Paul Ryan is another thought. If you know, let me know. I am dying to know who drew this card because it's what started the love for the Surfer for me. So if you know, let me know. But otherwise, and so shout out to Dan for at least trying. I mean, that's a huge fair. That was awesome. But if you know, let me know. Otherwise, please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you've picked up recently, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.